Really, it's the lesser of two evils. Because I'll be honest, fellas, I'm going to speak to both sides. There are benefits to not having women in your life. There are benefits to having women in your life. What are some of them, right? Women are feminine. Now, if you know, you know. If you've already got your experience with women, if you know about female nature, this is navigating as a man. I'll be responsible for any of my ladies that are tuning in. You know about my content. I'm unbiased. I know both sides are just as fair, and I got to speak to my guys right now. That femininity, that polar opposite. Here's the thing where I'm going to call you out. It might be a little uncomfortable because you're going to have to mature yourself and grow up before you can step up to this table. If you want to play with the big boys, if you really want to enjoy yourself in the dating game, what would that be like? What would that be like to have everything that you want? What would that be like to have all of the women, not necessarily even non-monogamy, the abundance of women, the choices and options of the caliber and quality of women that you like and desire? What if you could have that? What if you could have them cooking, cleaning, stroking you, petting you, catering to you, whatever it is that you seek and desire, whatever your ideal is? I want to cast the net out there for all. In order to have that, and I say you have to mature to step into that, because it takes maturity and experience, wisdom and knowledge to be able to cater to that. Because remember, I touched on earlier, if you're in a mindset of, I just need to get lucky. I think that was the thumbnail, actually. You just need a warm body. If that's all you're worried about is getting it wet, you're probably in a conversation at the base, which is I'm going to say immature, inexperienced. You need to get lucky. If life is so hard, if that cold, harsh, masculine path is so hard that you are not enjoying the feminine spoils available, it is because you haven't matured inside of it. Now, why is that? You could be counterintuitively shooting yourself in the foot. This is where I speak to that maturity. If you haven't matured to understand and accept feminine is different. The polar opposite of it. You've heard me touch on both sides of the fence. If you don't mature yourself to understand that, let me break it down, right? A man can be in a space where everything about her femininity, while it drew you in and attracted you, you may have heard this, the same thing that draws you in and attracts you is the same thing that can repel you or annoy you, said another way. Why? You see her, you're attracted to you, you go for what you want, shoot your shot. It's successful. She's in your life, you're going on a date, she's somewhere in the mix, right? In your orbit. You've got access to that femininity, to that woman. Her traits, her organization, her communication, her feelings, her integrity, her logic. I'm speaking to all the things that you're not really going to find in a feminine woman, or the things that are going to be, shall we say, different from you. And without the maturity to appreciate, I'll elaborate later why you would want to appreciate, but if it just occurs as an annoyance, if it just occurs as a problem because you're only to the maturity level to think of, well, I do things this way, so if everyone, including your women, do things this way, we'll solve the problem. No big deal. Can't manage your money? Do it this way. Can't keep your things organized? Do it this way. Can't manage and organize your time management? Do it this way. And if you do anything else, it's not just that they're another human being that has another way of doing things. They are literally opposite. Masculine, logical, pragmatic, direct, straightforward. Feminine is all the complete opposite of that. So all of those things that you may be grounded in, you may find as solid, effective, efficient ways of getting things done, everything I just laid out is fucking gibberish on the feminine side. Because for the feminine side of the coin, it's all about the feeling. It's all about the connection. It's all about the emotion. It's all about nurturing. It's all about the quality of life. Masculine answers the question, who am I? We got to take that cold, harsh, isolated path. Who am I going to be? The chaos all around, the unknown, the things you can't control, life be lifing, and you've got to be that grounded rock solid. Again, that feminine flow of the flower, she's got to go with the flow. Unless she's grounded in her masculine, but we're talking about feminine women. So I'm going to tailor the discussion to my grounded masculine men looking for feminine flowing women. And so if she is that opposite, you have to, it is in your best interest to appreciate that polarity, to appreciate the differences in between. It doesn't mean they stop getting on your nerves, but you have the maturity from experience to understand it. Female nature, whoo, that's the mark of the beast. And if you know anything about the red pill conversation, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And inside of that, I invite you to consider that it is par for the course. That's just the game. That's the nature. Honestly, because of course we both got divine masculine, divine feminine, you've got it too. How you feel about things is very relevant. It's not as exercised as your masculine, traditionally, conservatively, by our society. It's not really viewed that way. We're just getting to the point where men's mental health, where men's emotions and feeling is actually getting on the radar to get acknowledged. So we're not conditioned to give a fuck, to be quite frank. So if you're expecting to hit everything, your only tool is a hammer and everything looks like a fucking nail, you're gonna have a hard time when you come to a socket that needs a wrench. So inside of that, the maturity and understanding the other side is to get that, yes, there's all these benefits to feminine in your life. The disadvantages, are you ready for that feminine energy? Are you ready for the conversations that don't make any sense? Are you ready to hear about her problems and understand that she doesn't want you to fix shit? And we'll get mad if you try. What the fuck? Yes. Doesn't make it any better, but yes. Just the maturity to accept and understand. Because on the other side, they're looking at, why do you have to be so straightforward? Why are you trying to solve my problems? Why are you so logical? Why? Yes. Ladies as well, if you're still here and listening. Yes. Both sides. It's just maturity. It's just understanding in order to play the game, in order to get access. Because we all know, as men, you got to build something up. Unless you're just Pretty Boy Floyd, what they call them, Chads, Tyrones, unless it's that situation, you had to build something in yourself. And even if you're not that natural, which I actually think it's a handicap, because then you don't have the experience of building up your game, building up your social quota, building up your mouthpiece, building up your communication skills, building up your relationship skills, then you're actually at a handicap. You're actually at a loss. So yeah, if you're not able to just jump in there and have it easy, you're having to build yourself into something. On the other side, you may not understand, appreciate, or value that they've been handed everything right off the jump. Now, yes, that's true. But again, I said the advantages that I choose to, tap into and understand, yeah, that's a bit unfair. 20-year-old, she's more valuable, going to the vibe, flying on planes, getting treated and everything, get on social media, show a cute outfit, and can have the world provided to her. Yes, all facts and true. Holla at your boy in 20 years. Mid 30s, 40s, got some experience under your belt, done established something, you've chosen a craft, you're chosen mastery, you're actually building yourself into something. Now how's she looking? And that's the trade-off. Fair, unfair, I don't know. And that value keeps going. You can keep starting your legacy. You can keep planting your seed. You can keep going on. You are going to become more valuable. So, hey, I just appreciate, the side that I'm on, and the maturity I'm speaking to overall, just to bring it back home, is understanding that double-edged sword. You got to be ready for it. Otherwise, pitfalls.